Dominic Ingle is still in denial about Alexander Usyk beating Tyson Fury. In this recent interview, he says the only reason that Fury lost the fight is because he wasn't fit enough. According to him, it had nothing to do with any technical acumen that Usyk had or deficiencies that Fury had, nothing to do with the style matchup, nothing to do with Usyk's ability. No. It all simply came down to Tyson Fury not being fit enough. Dominic Ingle says that wasn't the real Tyson Fury in there. Fury should have won the fight and Usyk shouldn't have been able to even get close to him. Never mind actually win, never mind nearly knock Tyson Fury out, but what happened is it was a matter of the real Tyson Fury not showing up. This is what Dominic Ingle is saying. And my response is, I've never heard such a load of absolute rubbish in all my life. That was Tyson Fury's lightest weight for 5 years against Alexander Usyk. 5 years. And it was nearly 16 pounds lighter than he was against Ngannou in his previous fight. Now, what does that tell you, Mr. Dominic Ingle? It tells you that Fury trained his absolute butt off for the Usyk fight. And if Fury only lost because he wasn't fit enough, and Usyk should never have been able to even get close to him, then please explain to me, Mr. Ingle, why Usyk was able to get through with big headshots early in the fight before Tyson Fury was able to. Because it's an indisputable fact that happened. Who landed the only big headshot in the first round? Alexander Usyk. What happened at the start of the second round? Usyk came out and immediately caught Tyson Fury with a big right-left combination that drove him into the ropes. And he landed other big headshots throughout the second round. And this is when Tyson Fury is at his freshest and sharpest, when he's trying to be elusive. So if he's unable to avoid Usyk's punches at that early stage of the fight, why on earth would you think he'd be able to do it later on? How does that even make sense, Dominic Ingle? You see, what this actually is a case of Dominic Ingle being a Tyson Fury fanboy, having fallen for the mythology that Tyson Fury created for himself. This idea that he was some type of heavyweight Mayweather, or that he has the capacity to be the heavyweight Mayweather when the real Tyson Fury shows up. That he's got this sublime, impenetrable defense when he's on form. It amazes me that anyone would actually believe that. Even more amazing that an experienced veteran boxing trainer like Dominic Ingle would believe it. It's as if they never saw Fury get dropped by Nevin Pikage or Steve Cunningham. It's as if they never saw Deontay Wilder, who is not a very skilled fighter, drop Tyson Fury multiple times. It's as if they never saw Derek Chisora in the third fight manage to get through with some clean headshots early on against Tyson Fury. This notion that he's some type of Pernell Whitaker of the heavyweight division is Fantasy Island stuff. Dominic Ingle fell for it. He had that perception in his head. And because the events in the ring that unfolded in the Usyk Fury fight contradicted the perception he had beforehand, he's now experiencing cognitive dissonance. He can't reconcile his perception with the reality. He's in pure denial, still trying to defend his prediction. Before the fight, he was acting like it's a foregone conclusion that Fury's gonna win, just like Simon Jordan. And right now, Dominic Ingle's acting like Usyk's win was some type of aberration, it shouldn't have happened. Are you having a laugh? You're talking about one of the greatest fighters in boxing history in Alexander Usyk. A better cruiserweight than Evander Holyfield. An elite amateur for years and years and years. Breezed through the WSB, beating heavyweights, huge guys. Breezed through the cruiserweight division. Beat AJ twice. Beat Daniel Dubois. But somehow he was going to go in there against Fury and not be able to touch him? What brand of crack are you smoking, Dominic Ingle? I said over and over again before the Usyk Fury fight that Usyk's not going to have any trouble landing on Tyson Fury. And that's exactly what we saw. There was only about 3 rounds in the fight where Usyk struggled to land. 4, 5, and 6. Outside of that, he had no trouble landing whatsoever. He was able to land clean power shots on Tyson Fury's face for 9 rounds of a 12-round bout. Exactly as I predicted he would be able to. And I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not an esteemed boxing coach like Dominic Ingle. But you know what they say, love is blind. Dominic Ingle was so in love for some reason with Tyson Fury that he couldn't see what many of the rest of us could see. Now, with all that being said, I'm not here dismissing Tyson Fury's chances in a rematch. It's heavyweight boxing at the end of the day. Alexander Usyk will be, 38 by the time the fight happens? Or close to? If Tyson Fury fights some more more aggressive fight and gets rid of this notion that he's gonna outbox Alexander Usyk from his mind, I think it can be done, or I think he's at least got a chance of doing it. You had a far more sensible assessment of the fight from Baby Ting. He basically said that by boxing on the back foot, Fury allowed Usyk to dictate the pace. And you don't want Usyk dictating the pace, because he's going to make you work harder than you're accustomed to. You see, heavyweights, particularly a guy like Tyson Fury, they're used to being able to control the pace of a fight. Fury's been fighting plodders for years prior to fighting Usyk. And that gave Fury the ability to stick a jab on him, have a little tie-up and a clinch every now and then, take a couple rounds off showboating, to move through the fight at his leisure. This is another thing I pointed out before the Usyk fight. The fact that Fury's been fighting plodders for so many years will prove detrimental for him against Usyk, and it did, because he wasn't allowed to take the breaks that he's accustomed to taking against much slower heavyweights, much less skilled heavyweights, offensively and defensively. Now, yes, if Fury had been fitter, it would have helped him for sure. But as I said earlier on, when he was boxing on the back foot, early in the fight, he was still getting caught with clean headshots. So it's not purely about just being fitter. That's absolute nonsense from Dominic Ingle. It's about the tactical approach. And I always felt as though the more aggressive Fury is, the better chance he has at controlling the pace of the fight, putting Usyk on the defense, making Usyk wary about what's coming at him. And in doing that, he could maybe bring Usyk's work rate down. But instead, he chose to play into Usyk's hands by boxing on the back foot, thinking he was some type of Mayweather. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. Dominic Ingle still in denial, just like Simon Jordan. If Usyk wins again, I mean, you really have to worry for Dominic Ingle at that point. Anyway, let me know your thoughts below.
Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast, where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.